You know who did Jackie Gleason?
Brad Garrett.
Brad Garrett played Jackie Gleason.
How did that happen? A super tall guy, but he did it. He was great.
Jackie Gleason, yeah, the tall years or something. I don't know.
I shined up your bowling shoes for you, too. Are you comfy, sweetums? Oh, and by the way...
Aha! Aha! By the way, huh? All right, what's by the way?
I just saw Brad yesterday.
Brad, you were just inducted into the Television Hall of Fame of the National Association for Broadcasting.
Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
Brad Garrett seemed like a long shot. I remember like him because he's so crazy tall. You'd see him at the Improv and you go, how could he be cast in anything?
Well, he wasn't, you know, we wrote the show based on my life, so it was based on my brother in real life, who really was a cop, a New York City cop, but he was like 5'10", and he had this kind of bitterness, but he, nothing like Brad brought into it.
This is Robert, Ray's brother. Ray's brother?
Listen, Deborah, once again, it's that time of year where I have to ask you to look deep into your hearts and pockets to pledge your continued support for those of us who risk our lives for you.
Yeah, sure, Robert. How much?
Let me finish. The $20 pledge enables us to upgrade our equipment, fund our community outreach program, and provide our canine division with crunchy treats. Thank you.
No, Brad, they were casting, you know, I was in New York, and they would keep telling me who they think is up for it, and then they said, we found a good choice for the brother, Brad Garrett, and I said, you know, because all I knew him was from Star Search. And he won the first year of Star Search, so I knew of him, and I knew he was this giant...
impressionist.
Yeah. I said, what?
From Hollywood, it's the world's greatest talent competition. It's Star Search with your host, Ed McMahon. From Los Angeles, Brad Garrett.
And Stu Smiley from HBO said he did this unique take on it, and I saw it, and yeah, it was a lucky. That's it. We didn't write that. That wasn't on the page. That persona. And he brought that in.
Does he live in Las Vegas?
No, but he has a place there because he has that club.
I saw him there.
Where's it, the Rio?
He's almost like Rickles now.
Oh yeah, and he's got like a very young girlfriend. She was 25 when they met, and she's.
My girlfriend is quite a bit younger than me. You know the drill. And we were at a restaurant, and she's young, but she's, you know, she's growing. I mean, she's blossoming. This is her summer. And Rickles walks up to the table and looks at her and looks at me and goes, 12? She's 12? And then he says, have you been kidnapped, darling? Have you been kidnapped? Blink if you've been kidnapped. That was a funny encounter.
I feel like you and me, we couldn't be with a young girl. We'd feel too old. And then there's other guys that like young girls. Like,
well, it's the same theory as Vegas. You just get in and get out. I wouldn't want to stick around. But,
there's a passing resemblance, no question.
So anyway, when you're in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, the oddest slogan I've ever heard. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, they say. Of course, it's not true. You can't kill a person and leave. They'll follow you across state lines and bring you back, and you'll face a jury of your peers. So I said, what does that mean? What does it mean? Like, what are they getting at, you know? I started ruminating about it. I whittled. I started whittling.
Oh, you whittle?
Yeah, when I ruminate, I whittle.
Whittle and ruminate.
Yeah, whittle.
Hand in hand.
And I said, what does that actually mean? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And it came to me in a sudden. What it means is you can have sex with a prostitute in Las Vegas and she will not tell your wife. They're very discreet in Vegas. They're not like these gossipy small town whores. You know. These blabbermouths down at the beauty parlor with that pale blue thing over their head, whatever that is, go, you're Hank Johnson's husband? By God, I had sex in exchange for cash last night with him. Small world.
Yeah, in exchange for cash. Now, Norm...
I know it's time to close my eyes to what and open up to new
But Brad, she's great, and Brad's the first one to tell you. He'll joke about it, He says every time she leaves the house, I got to put out an Amber Alert, Yeah. And her father was there. She was there this weekend. Her father's younger than us. Her father's
Oh
younger.
my God. This guy's young, but
I'm
what, how old are you?
35. 35.
35, yeah.
Okay.
That seems young now to me.